Hi everyone, how's it going? I want to talk about why I think over the past decade and a half there has been a disconnect in the family. I was born in 1970 and I was raised in a Catholic family. That's just the way it was. And I'll, I'm going to say this because something I wrote down. The reason my grandmother was allowed to live a happy life is because everyone in the family ensured that there would never be any disrespect towards her at all. She was honored, loved, and protected. When we went to visit with my grandmother, we weren't on electronic devices. Granted, we didn't have them back then, but we did have televisions. And down in my grandparents' basement, they had a huge rec room with a TV and back then a VCR or CD player, DVD player, whatever. So, although I could have disconnected from my grandmother and gone downstairs and or watched TV, when I went to visit her, I spent time with her and I miss her every day. And so let's get back on track. I don't want to cry. Um, but, anyways, today, what I noticed over the past decade and a half is as soon as kids got cell phones and we would all gather at my grandmother's home for a family party, the younger generation would pick up their cell phones and instead be looking at videos or chatting with their friends or watching YouTube. Whatever the case was, there was a huge disconnect. And that's when humanity was taken out of the home. I, for one, am thankful I was raised prior to computers. I can't tell you how many memories I have with my grandmothers, my grandparents in general, aunts, uncles, cousins, great aunts, etc. None of that would have been provided to me had I had a cell phone, tablet, laptop, etc. Being able to sit down with someone, communicate, talk with them, ask them about their day, where you're excited to learn about your grandma's history, about how she met your grandfather and this and that. And I think the second we allowed our babies to get a hold of cell phones, and instead of learning how to be patient, kind, go sit with your grandma, talk with her, walk with her, play a game with her, do a puzzle, that's where it all went wrong. And so today we have a generation that is missing out on opportunities to get to know people that aren't going to be around within the next 20 years. I'm one of the fortunate ones because my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, lived to the age of 100. But I remember going to my grandma's house where I had younger cousins. They're in their 20s, mid 20s, where we'd be there. They were on their cell phones the whole time. And then when they went to talk to grandma, they'd say, "Oh, look at this video." It's like, "No, your grandma's right there." And we thought it was okay. But parents, when you have your children around family, keep their electronic devices at home. I have an extra niece who's 7 years old. And initially, when she would hang out with us, she would bring her tablet, and I'd say, okay, whatever. And she would be on her tablet when we were visiting for only like a night. Then she'd stay here and we'd hang out. And she would need screen time all the time. And even in the car, she would want me to put my phone on and let her watch videos. I said, no, when we're together, we spend time with one another. We're going to focus on one another. I don't need a phone. What is going on here? And the problem is it's happening in younger generations. It's just really sad. So anyways, that's all I've got. You all can do what you want, but I'm fortunate because I had grandmothers that I spent time with, and it was just an honor and a pleasure, and I miss them every day. So anyways, that's all there is to it. and I'll be back.